Fam, good morning. What's going on? Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys being here on May 1st. Thank you so much for your continued support. And definitely want to address what everybody wants me to address, and that's the situation with Senator Hines, who was let go yesterday from Bama Football on YouTube. He was let go for cause. I have prepared a video to explain exactly what happened. We have to protect this channel. We have to protect the undefeated. This is the one time that I will address this, but I have put together a video to tell you exactly why Senator Hines was let go from Bama Football on YouTube. Remember, there are facts. There was a lot of debate that went into this. It was a very difficult decision to make, prayed on it. But at the end of the day, we have to do what's best for the channel. And here we go with this video that I prepared this morning. Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. I like to keep matters private, business matters private. However, in this case, the integrity of the channel is at stake. So here we go. As everybody knows, Coach Smook, Senator Hines, no longer works with Bama Football on YouTube. Taylor Anderson, my business partner, and I had a long talk about Senator Hines. And we continue to see not only a pattern of him being insubordinate to her as well as myself, but we continue to see a pattern of him requesting time off. February 18th, March 2nd, March 7th, March 18th, March 22nd, the 27th, April 4th, April 24th, April 26th, April 27th. So much so that it certainly did impact his overall job performance. And in this line of work, you have to be ready to go at a whim's notice because there's always breaking news. One of the patterns that I felt that I continue to see that just was not a good look for the channel was the destructive behavior on social media. There was many instances where I did talk to Senator Hines about his behavior on social media and said that when you are on social media, you do represent Bama Football on YouTube. This was something that continued to be a problem. He was interacting in a way that we didn't see fit for our channel and our brand. And it just wasn't a good look. And there was several people that he had these run-ins with. These are a couple of examples which you're seeing on the screen. So that was a thing that I really didn't like, is just kind of the way that, the interaction with fans, potential subscribers. And then when you do have subscribers, you did have a lot of negative feedback. I think Senator Hines can be polarizing in a sense, but I also think that, the way that he treated people certainly turned people off from the channel. And we have to do what's best to continue to do what's best for the overall channel. So, there's a lot of things that, we could go over and we could air out dirty laundry. This was an email from someone who's a strong supporter of Senator Hines. And they said, I don't want to offend Coach Smook, but I think a nice way should talk to Coach Smook about the importance of discretion, always having to say or tell everything first, and rather just being knowledgeable about something doesn't always require talking about it or posting about it. So we continue to see a lot of this, throughout the last, 60 days or so, and we had to do what was best for the channel. I think that he is a good content creator. I think that there needs to be more maturity on his end. And, we wish him the best going forward, but we have to do what's best for the overall channel. We have to do what's best for the undefeated family here at Bama Football on YouTube. And I appreciate you guys listening to me this morning, and I'll catch you guys on the next show about Bama Football on YouTube. All right, so that's really all I have to say about that particular situation. We wish him the best and we move forward from it. And that's really, those are the facts behind it. And, it was a difficult decision to make because I think that he has good people, overall. But I think some of the things just didn't align with the brand, and that's it. So just wanted to come here and, kind of voice that out because I know a lot of people had questions and a lot of people, certainly wanted to understand what exactly was going on. I think being transparent and telling you guys the absolute facts is the best way to go about that. Trust me. I mean, it was a difficult decision. Prayed about it, honestly, because, anytime that you have to let somebody go because of cause, is difficult. But at the end of the day, you have to protect your channel and you have to protect the integrity. And I think one of the biggest things is the fact that we've always had, a vision here to treat people with respect, whether that's on social media, to take the high road, whether that's on YouTube when we're talking to people. And, that is something that, we definitely wanted to continue to align with our brand and our vision. So I'm having a talk with Coach Sean today at 12:30. Definitely want to keep him on board. I'm not sure the direction of Coach Jarek. And definitely going to keep Ty Hayes on board as well. So look, I am at my position, I am responsible to make difficult decisions for the overall brand. And, I prayed on it, and, that's the decision that it came to. And that's really all I have to say about that. But, we move forward and, want to keep this channel about Alabama football and take some calls about Tony Mitchell. So I'll be right back in 2 seconds. All right, we'll take our first caller, and that is going to be Chris from New Jersey. Wanted to hit on the topics today about, Tony, get some thoughts on that, and we start with Chris from New Jersey. Chris, what's up, man? Good morning to you. What'd you think when you heard Tony Mitchell hitting the transfer portal?
Well, I got to tell you something, Kyle. I've been watching this video, and the first thing I want to say is my super loyalty is to you. I wish him very, very well. I hope he does great. But the undefeated, I would probably say 99% of us are here for one reason only, for you. You created this environment, and this is the environment that we're all comfortable in. I don't want to say anything negative about anybody, but if I could put a little seed in your ear, I always loved you and Bone together, Kyle. All right, let me get to Tony Mitchell, brother. I just wanted to let you know we're here to support you. All right, so. But Kyle, last night when I saw your video for Tony Mitchell, I don't want to be bothered by these things, Kyle. I come in here because we have a passion for a sport and a team, and we really, most of us, including yourself and the other coaches, or some of the other coaches, or Ty and Taylor, we're positive people. We try to keep this thing negative. Listen, I ranted, thank you for taking my rants. I should pay you what a therapist gets, because, you got to hear it from me. Geez, you had to hear it from me last summer, for crying out loud. But, and forget Saban, you were talking me off the ledge, Kyle. But, I was very bothered by Kool-Aid. Obviously, I told you more than once, not getting drafted in the first round.
Yeah.
And this Tony Mitchell thing, it bothered me, and it bothered me more than it probably should. But I'll tell you why. I came to Alabama football for Coach Saban.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear? I don't know the player's name, the famous player from Michigan State that screwed up during Michigan and when he was at Michigan State, and they wanted him to be thrown off the team. He came back, and he ended up having like a long career in the NFL. He has all these kids. One of the kids just got into Princeton, and he's like a citizen of the world, right? And he's doing great things. And Saban goes, well, look what happened when I didn't throw him off the team. So I truly, truly believe, not just in football but in life, that for second chances, right? So Tony Mitchell, he screwed up, Kyle. Mm-hmm. He really, really screwed up, worse than a lot of screw ups, right?
Yeah.
And listen, I've been in, we all have done
sure,
stupid things in high school and in college, but here we are. Alabama, Saban, Alabama as a university, Alabama as a program. They let things cool down. They accepted him. They really truly gave him a second chance. So, and I did hear grumblings that he was doing great at Bama. He was really doing everything the right way. So, him leaving, I hate the word you used, tampering. Kyle, that was a dagger for me, Kyle, when you were walking in your neighborhood over there, because I think you're right, Kyle. Tampering. I hate that word.
Well, I think when you look to we're on with Chris in New Jersey. I think when you look to like a particular player like Peyton Woodyard, for example, like he hits the transfer portal and has a do not contact tag, and it's likely the destination. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's like the likely destination is Oregon, right? Does that not smell fishy? You know what I'm saying? Like that is something that, is certainly like I'm thinking in my mind. Now with Tony Mitchell, a couple weeks ago, or I don't even know when it was, a week ago or whatever, Tony Mitchell was reported to be in the transfer portal, and that was reported by Matt Zenitz. We even had a video on it, and then he said it was, all cap, that it wasn't true. I think in a situation like Tony Mitchell, I feel, and I said this before, like Peyton Woodyard, he wasn't going to play that much this year, right? Good morning, Southern Road. I appreciate you being here. And good morning, Shane B. and everybody else inside the comment box. But I felt like with Tony Mitchell, I think he has a high enough skill set to contribute this year in a large way. And I think that with him particularly, he was never healthy this year. So I think that, that limited his playing time this spring. And I think that probably got him a little bit discouraged. So, I hate to see him go. And, wherever he ends up, I think he is still going to have a strong career, because I think when I think about Tony Mitchell, I still think of a very high ceiling. And I think like just with Peyton Woodyard,
I do too.
It's going to take him some time to develop. What's up, Larry Large? I see you inside the comment box. Good morning, Jeremy. I appreciate you. I have a couple other callers, Chris. So why don't you go ahead and make a final point?
Thing.
Yeah,
I think that the same situation with the Brockermeyer kid. I think Ty said something like, it sounds like the father had a deal cut for a bag, which is, to me, that's also tampering. That your horrible word, Kyle. But listen, I will say one last thing is getting this basketball kid, Grant Nelson. It means that the Alabama as a whole is getting the money right. You can't chase everybody. You can't chase Peyton Woodyard, whatever.
Woodyard, Woodyard.
But listen, Woodyard, we can't chase everybody, but you can chase the most important ones, which means Alabama football is going to be great, and basketball. And Kyle, let me just say one last thing.
Yeah.
You have my support. You have the bulk of most of the undefeated support. This channel happened because of you. This is a community because of you. And we thank you. There's always difficult decisions. That's why you're the captain, Kyle. That's why you wear the captain hat.
Yep.
So thank you again. And, listen, we will talk soon. Roll Tide, my friend, and keep up the great work.
I appreciate you, man. Thanks so much, Chris. All right, Chris calling in from New Jersey. We got Coach Darrell and I think Adam Lampello up next right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Get your calls in just a second. I wanted to share this. I posted this yesterday on social media. This is crazy to me to think about this. And if you want to follow me on social media, I don't tweet my life away, but Bama YouTube. The DBs that have left since this past season, this is crazy, since 2023, right? So you had Terry Arnold going in the first round, you had Kool-Aid going to the Saints, and you had Jalen Key going in as Mr. Irrelevant, right? The transfers out. This is wild. So you had Antonio Kite, Caleb Downs, Des Ricks, Earl Little Jr., Jake Pope, Jameer Grimsley, Christian Story, Peyton Woodyard, Tony Mitchell, Trey Amos. Like, that is an unbelievable list of talent. What's up, DW? I see you inside the comment box, of guys that are leaving, right? And when you look to, who Alabama brought in, you have Damani Jackson, you have Keon Sabb, and you have Cameron Howard. I don't know a lot about Cameron Howard, but I think the depth is certainly concerning, like Greg is saying right here. These are guys. These are 4. These are 5 stars, that left the program. These were guys, Caleb Downs started in 890 snaps last year. So, yeah, that is a loss. Trey Amos was a starter last year. You could say spot starter or whatever. But I do like the additions. I just kind of curious about the depth. And the thing about it is, despite Peyton Woodyard leaving and Tony Mitchell, you still have these freshmen that are here that are, electric, right? I mean, you have Mbakwe, you have Mincy, you have Xavier Brown. But I think, I think that it is certainly going to be impactful to the secondary. Plus, I said this yesterday on a video that I uploaded. Nick Saban was the definite corners coach, and T-Rob coached the secondary. So you're not only losing all these players, you're losing Coach Saban, somebody who worked with the secondary. But with that said, I mean, we talked to Mo Lindquist. We talked to Colin Hitchler. Really great guys. And I think they can develop players at the higher level. But, to see all these transfers go out is something we're talking about. We go back to the phone lines. Daryl out in Huntsville. Hey, Coach Daryl, what's up, man? I appreciate you being here. Good morning.
Yes, sir. Good morning to you, Kyle. I think if I'm on the team or you're on any team and people depart, how they thought about people depart, you can't look at the departs. You got to look at the opportunity. That's one less guy I got to compete against. That's one less guy who's rated above me that I got to prove myself. Because you got to prove yourself regardless whether they stay or whether they go.
Yeah.
But when they leave, it's an opportunity. And that opportunity can be, do I want to be mediocre? Do I want to be great? Or do I want to be remembered as a legend?
Mm-hmm.
And you got to put yourself, and one of the first things you got to do is you got to examine yourself. You got to actually know, you know what, I may not be the best cornerback, but I can play on special teams. I may not be the best cornerback, but I can play in certain situations. You gotta be honest with yourself. And a lot of these kids are not honest with themselves. They see themselves as five-star, I'm a five-star, I'm gonna go to the NFL. Well, sometimes the rating monsters make mistakes. Yeah, you're a five-star, and you played this little small high school. You played against mediocre competition. I used to be a scout. And I used to see people that were rated out of this world. And they were nothing. I mean, I hate to say that, but it's just the truth. But a lot of them been hyped up by their parents. A lot of them have parents have played the game, and this is my son, and he's this and he's that. And that sounds good. But when you get out on that court, or you get out on the football field or the baseball field, the only thing that's going to show up is what your talent is and your talent level. And if you don't have it, you're going to get washed out. That's the way it is.
Yeah, 100%.
Because if you go back and you look at a lot of these guys that left Alabama, you track them and you see what they done. What have they done? Nothing. Kendrick Blackshire's back in the transport portal today from Texas.
100%.
So, we got to the guys that want to be here, we got to support those guys. The guys that left, we're sorry that you left, but you know what? You made a decision. But Alabama is going to keep on being Alabama because we believe we have proven over the last 17 to 18 years that nobody develops players better than the University of Alabama. That's a proven.
Yep.
So I believe in Coach DeBoer. I believe that Coach DeBoer is going to be able to develop these players. I believe in the coaching staff. The coaching staff seems as if they're electrified to see these players and develop. And I believe in what they're doing. And when they kick off against Western Kentucky, I'll be sitting on top of the moon watching because I'll be out of this universe excited. So don't get down. Don't think about the departures. Think about the kids that are there and the opportunities that they have, Kyle.
Yeah, good call, Coach Darrell. I appreciate you, man. I'll answer on the other line, man. Thanks for your support, and thanks for calling in. Appreciate you, man.
Always my pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We go back to the phone lines. We got Adam, we got a 512, and we got an 865 coming up next right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Hey, T, could we get a Crimson J for Jenny? Or, something like that to support Jenny. Who is Jenny? Jenny Cackney is a Alabama Crimson Tide football fan. The undefeated family, we met her during spring football. Just by chance, Patriot Life was there. Coach Mook was there. Coach Sean was there. And we just happened to run into her. And we're sitting there, and she mentions to us that she has stage 4 cancer and that she's, knocking out kind of bucket list items. And we're like, really, you're here with us. So, Patriot Life, and I've said this before, took her by the hand and, has really like taken care of her. So we want to take care of her as well. Undefeated. So we appreciate your guys with your continued support for Jenny Cackney. Patriot Life, let me know inside the comments. Do we have her is she chatting? Is she here? We will keep you guys posted. And yes, Caleb, we did address that earlier in the show. We're moving forward with that. So, okay, we go back to the phone lines and we got Adam Lampello calling in from Georgia. Adam, what's up, man? I appreciate you being here. Good morning to you. What's going on? And happy May 1st to you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I want to talk to you about the.
I'm sorry, this isn't. What's your name and where are you calling in from? I said it was Adam, but clearly this isn't Adam. What's your name and where are you calling in from?
I'm calling this from Georgia, and my name is Lucas Adamson. I'm from Georgia.
Yeah, go ahead, Lucas. Yep, go ahead, man.
Oh, the last caller's talking about the DB. Yeah, just don't worry about it. Just like we're gonna be just fine. We're gonna be just fine. And right now, it gives like the other dude said, it gives other guys opportunity. And this is what I'm talking about. People's like, well, you need to bring experience. Yes, that's good and all, but guess what? That's just enough face to your freshmen from last season. He wants to get on the field this year, and so I understand they might get injured, get banged up, might get hauled back on the depth chart, but you got to realize experience sometimes it's not a good thing, and sometimes it is a good thing. But sometimes your experience holds your guys back for showing the other teams, the other players, what they can do. That's why he was banged up, hurt. But then, if Malachi Moore went to the NFL,
yeah,
and then Dante Smith went to the NFL, and then here's come Tony Mitchell, here's come these other guys. It gives them the opportunity to show what they can do. Okay, but guess what? Since we brought all the experience back, they couldn't show that.
Yeah.
They can't do that. So, to me, having experienced guys back, and this is my opinion, I wish we didn't never bring the experienced players back. I wish we never bring them back, because that way, if we didn't bring them, we could see what these other guys can do.
Hey, Lucas, I'll answer the other line. I got some other callers lined up, man, but I appreciate you calling in this morning, man. That was Lucas calling out in Georgia. I appreciate it, man. We continue with the 512, and we take that right now. Hey, good morning. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
This is Jay Townsend. How you doing, Kyle?
What's up, Jay? I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for calling in this morning on this fine May 1st, 2024. Welcome to the show, man. Good to hear your voice, as always.
Yeah, I've been a little sick and going through some pain with my back. I had surgery on my knee. But anyway, about the transfer portal, looking at the list, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it looks long, but majority of the ones that we got on that list were left early, and the few that just left, some of them were surprises, but as far as Tony Mitchell, he's a problem child. He's just like a Jai Hall, you know what I'm saying? Billingsley, I mean, he's going to be a problem for somebody else wherever he goes. I hate to say that, but it's just a fact. You know what I'm saying? And Coach Darrell was right about, as far as these guys. I think the star system is kind of overrated. You know what I'm saying? And some of these guys get it in their head that, hey, I'm a 5-star, and they bringing in a 4-star from another school, and he's going to start, and I'm not. You know what I'm saying? They don't look at the experience that this individual might have, and then, like I said, you got to get those stars out of your head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just don't. I've never really been big on the 4 and 5 star and 5 star, because when you look at what was the running back's name? Oh man, if I wasn't trying to think of it, a 3-star for Alabama,
Josh Jacobs.
Anyway, Josh Jacobs. Look, I memean, he was one of the best running backs, and he went before some 4 and 5 stars to the NFL. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
So it's just a thing with these guys getting their head blown up with these 4 and 5 star things and thinking that they should have priority and they should be prioritized because they were a 4 or 5 star, and they should be starting regardless to whether they just walked in the door. So, I mean, I think that's about what I have to say about that. But I'm excited about our basketball team. I think we're going to be good next year, and we still got some potential transfers coming in that I'm excited to see, that I really strongly feel like we're going to get them. Coach Oates is an outstanding recruiter and definitely a good coach as far as when you talk about X and O's. I mean, that's been proven, because, I mean, Kentucky was trying their best to get him. And I thank God that he stayed at Alabama.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think when you look to Alabama basketball right now, we're kind of watching what happens with Clifford Amuri, who was just in Tuscaloosa. He's the big man, 6'11", 250 pounds, but he is visiting North Carolina right now, or tomorrow, whatever. But you know who beat North Carolina this season? Alabama basketball. I mean, this Alabama basketball program is clearly here. We're also watching Ugana, the big man out of Kentucky, who is no longer in the, put his name in the NBA draft. So he's still on the board. So I think when you have, 2 years of eligibility left, maybe Ugana is the better prospect to get to your team. Now, with that said, he has a big year this coming year. He's obviously going to the NBA draft. So, whatever, Alabama needs a rim protector. They need somebody who can get down the court and play with this up-tempo type offense to get back on transition defense. That's what Klingon did a really good job for UConn. But Jay, I appreciate you calling in, man, and please call in anytime. I appreciate the support, man.
All right, man. Thanks.
All right, my good buddy Jay Townsend, and prayers out to Jay Townsend, man. Get better, man. I always appreciate hearing from Jay. All right, we have get the free mic emojis. I think this is free mic. Let me check the area code. This I got Angel from Pigeon Forge calling in. Angel, what's up, man? I appreciate you being here, man. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, about Cody Mitchell. Yeah, I kind of knew he was going to leave, but at the same time, I kind of knew that these kids nowadays are entitled, that they deserve to be on the team to start, and that's not how it works. And about the 4 and 5 stars, I really do believe they need to get rid of that, because it's gotten through their heads that they think they're like the 4 stars. But it really is troublesome, because you got guys that want to play, but when they can't take criticism and won't be able to start, then they just leave. And I really do. There's a sense of entitlement to most of these kids nowadays, and that college football is dead, and we're just in a terrible spot with the transfer portal, and it really is a problem, and that needs to be addressed. But it probably won't happen, and it's a shame, because we got all these good players that are in the portal, and they might not get picked up, and it's just, I don't know, it feels like the transfer portal needs to go away or do something about it, because it's just a problem. And the sense of entitlement, too, is a big problem, because that's what we have nowadays is entitlements, people that can't take criticism, and it really has become a joke, And it's sad that we love that sport, that it's no longer there. It's just basically a mini NFL now. And we talked about that with players being entitled now, and they think they deserve.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think what has happened too is just like Shane B is saying, I think entitlement is the perfect word, because when you get a 5-star like title, I think sometimes prospects and handlers behind them or parents behind them mean he's a 5-star. He's automatically going to play. And when that player gets here during the springtime and he's in the 2 deep, he's in the 3 deep, they're like, well, he's a 5-star. He deserves to start. That's not the case. You come here, there's no star rating. If you go to Alabama's football roster, you can do it by looking up Alabama Crimson Tide football roster, scroll down. Does it have the star rankings next to the player? Has it in the bio, but it doesn't have it on their roster. So, when you come here, you're at ground zero. And if you shine as a freshman, you earn. That's why I've always felt that kind of the NIL should be paired up with, some parameters based on, production. For example, you come in as a freshman, here's your NIL. You catch for 50 balls this year, that's $50,000. You graduate, that's an additional $500,000. You help us win a national title, that's $250,000. So, kind of incentivize the NIL packages rather than just like paying them to be here. Because I think when you show up and you're just automatically a 5-star and you're like, hey, I'm supposed to be playing. That's not how it works over here. That's not how it works in society either. So you're not entitled to anything. Make a final point, Angel.
Yeah, I really think we're going to do well in the transfer portal and probably get that kid from South Alabama to help us out. But I really think we're in good hands with Coach DeBoer, and we had nothing to worry about because we've been through this already, and it's nothing new. But we can't panic because the season hasn't started yet. But we're going to be absolutely fine, and that's all I got today for that. Because that's really important to not keep your hopes up, and everything's going to be okay.
Yeah, well, I appreciate the call, man. So thanks for chiming in, Angel. Thank you so much, man. Angel calling from Pigeon Forge. Yeah, so I appreciate you guys watching. So thank you very much for joining this morning right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Stay tuned. We will be back as news happens right here on Bama Football on YouTube. And, if you guys want to watch kind of the recap, I had a lot to say kind of in the opening. I think it kind of, paints the true picture of what happened, and kind of gives you the direction of the channel. But, the last thing I'll leave you with is, we have to protect and maintain the integrity of the channel. And that's how it goes. So I appreciate you guys. Stick around for news as it happens right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys being here more than you know. And we'll always treat you with the utmost respect right here at Bama Football on YouTube.